Father Christmas bring you anything for hobby related, or?
You didn't read my huge long list.
Please paint all my models.
Even it said pay attention at the top.
Yeah. Paint these.
Pay
you
attention
bastard.
and don't lose interest. There's a lot of items on there.
Focus now. Oh, you can barely keep your eyes open. You're making a mistake.
Yeah, it's sort of like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where you you think you've driven home fine.
Yeah.
And then you come in the morning and you're like,
what is that?
What on earth is that? Oh my god, you look amazing, but you know Lionel Johnson.
Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah. You know how angry I know you love.
Love.
Hi guys, welcome to the last episode of the year.
Last episode of the year,
Last episode of the year, Sprue Goons podcast with me, Dickie, and my co-host, the Sultan of Sprues, Darren.
Hang on.
There you
That's
go.
brilliant.
Yeah, there you go. Better than the porn star of plastic, I think. How you been?
Yeah, I've been alright.
Good.
Yeah, obviously we've had Christmas.
Yeah, just we're in that kind of bit between, aren't we? Between Christmas and New
the
Year.
weird bit.
The weird bit, yeah, where you don't really know what day it is.
No.
You're eating cold meat and cheese and you're fed up with it. I know I am. So yeah, what we've been up to? Well, where do we start really? I'm trying to think from where we recorded last time.
Yeah, I think we were going to have a bit of a nerd day.
Yes, that was right, yeah.
So...
Yeah, we recorded the last podcast, went up to a local gaming shop near us, didn't we? And walked away with Magic. Which wasn't on the card. Which wasn't on the cards at all. Commander. Yeah, don't excuse it. It was me. It was intentional. Yeah, so we got Magic Commander decks. We got kind of talked into it by the shop owner, didn't we? Because we were kind of umming and ahhing about Disney Lorcana.
Yeah, which again sounds a bit like, oh, you do Lorcana, but it's just a generally interesting concept. You know, we've done Magic before, and I suppose in a sense we kind of thought that something like Lorcana, and again you were thinking about maybe getting your wife in, you know, something that had a bit of a wider appeal.
Yeah, because of Disney.
So, and something just a bit less mentally taxing. But I think we watched a YouTube video on the way, and I think that extinguished the thought that it was going to be less mentally taxing.
The problem I personally have with Magic, I think the game is great, but I hate the chase.
Yeah.
Which I know is the business model, which I know is the point, but I hate that, this card's rotated out. This is, you know, you can't use this card now. This is the new set that's coming out. I hate all that rotation. I get why it's rotation. It's a living card game. I get it. But we were talking to, like I said, the shop owners explaining that, you know, I don't really like the constant chasing of decks and getting the newest cards. And he brought up Commander, which I'd never heard of, but basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically Magic, but you have one card, which is your Commander, hence the name, and you build a deck around them with the colours of them, but cards don't rotate, cards don't go out of date, and you don't really...
You can't have more than one copy of a card, which I think... It doesn't stop people meta chasing, but I think...
You can't meta chase as much.
No. So before it was... I'm going to do this type of deck, and I'm going to have four of this. And you're essentially just playing the game waiting to pull a combination of the cards you know you're going to pull. Whereas we've had a couple of games of Commander, and I think you haven't got a clue. I know we don't know our decks very well, but you're definitely less in control of what you're going to pull, what your hand's going to be.
Yeah. So, in normal Magic, it's a deck size of 60.
Yeah.
In Commander, it's 100 or 99 plus your Commander. So you've already got a much less chance of putting the card you're after when A, there's only one of that card in your 99 card deck, and B, it's 99 cards.
Yeah, so the deck's bigger as well. So.
We've played twice, and there's cards I haven't even seen yet from my deck. So that's been good, and it's been quite nice to have a game. I know we're primarily tabletop, you know,
miniature
painters and gamers, but it's quite nice to have a game where you can sit at a table, grab a drink, grab some snacks, get your deck of cards, shuffle them, let's go. Yeah. It's so much easier than, right, we're going to play Star Wars Legion tonight, so give me your list before you come round. I'll pull out your upgrade cards. I'll get your command deck ready. I'll set the table up. I'll get my wife to put the scenery on so it's neutral, so none of us have, Oh god, wait.
I'll ruin you for any models that are unpainted.
Yeah.
You haven't had time to paint them.
Why is the Ahsoka not painted? Why is she stood on top of a building for the last 4 hours? Yeah. So it's just quite. I say less taxing on the brain, but Magic obviously you do have to do it. But in terms of like, it's got more pick up and play. I get why people like it, but I don't like the constant chase of, I need the newest, shiniest card. I need to get the new set they've released because it's got this card.
I think we've said before, so like when we used to play Magic, I can't remember, I think I just had I guess like a standard deck, hadn't played around with it too much. And then you bought a poison deck, I think.
Yeah, I found a poison deck online. I thought, this is, in my defense, I didn't buy it thinking it was going to be so powerful that I'd wipe the floor with it. I bought it because I thought the theme was cool. You're getting poisoned by these poisonous. That's really cool.
You didn't know I was going to go and, cry in a dark room after playing it.
Basically not talk to me for a few days. What's wrong? You alright, Darren? Why is he ignoring me?
You just battered me about 6 times in a row with your poison deck. I'm dead within like 3 turns.
And I've spent about 50 quid on this deck and it's been a waste of money. But yeah, I didn't.
Well, I was going to just say, like, so I sort of bought a deck to counter the poison deck, and then you were like, oh no, I'm doing like a wolf deck now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is like gutting.
Yeah. But that's what's good about Commander. It takes that away. You can build your own Commander deck. You get a legendary creature and you can build a deck around them. Disclaimer: we are very much Magic noobs. So if we've got anything wrong in this little conversation, feel free to correct us because we don't claim to be experts at Magic.
Not even close.
But it's been quite enjoyable to play it over Christmas. It's been quick. It's been kind of, So we've had a few games of that. What else have we been up to? We had a one-shot D&D campaign.
Yep, that was really good.
Day after Boxing Day, I DM'd. I think it went okay. It was quite,
really good. Yeah, it's it was, what was it, the Wild Sheep Chase?
Yeah, so basically a wizard has been turned into a sheep by his apprentice. You basically just got to help him get his wand back to turn back into a wizard. But no, it was quite funny.
Yeah,
lots of bits made up on the fly.
Yeah,
like my brother trying to grab a set of keys off a polymorphed bear on the toilet.
Like you do.
Yeah, got grabbed and thrown through a door. That was quite funny. But no, that was good. But for me personally, I'll get it out of the way quickly. In terms of hobby content, as in like what have I been painting over Christmas? Fuck all. Zero. Nothing. I again, like I've said lots of times in the past, my wife has the proper job. So during the normal times, as it were, she'll go to work during the day, my little boy will go to school, and then I have my housewife duties in the morning, and then I have like the afternoon to do my hobby. But when Christmas comes around, obviously she's off, I'm off, he's off, and I get to spend time with the family. So it's almost reversed for me. I see a lot of people online that are like, oh, it's Christmas. What hobby are you going to get done over Christmas because you've got some time off to hobby? I'm the other way around. It's like, well, no, I spend it purely with my family doing, family things. Stuff. And then after the Christmas holidays, then I'll get back into it. So I haven't even touched the brush for 10 days now?
Yeah.
Nearly 2 weeks. So
Too long,
yeah. Doesn't mean I haven't been looking around things to buy, but
it probably means that you've been doing that more.
Yeah. Sitting on my phone buying things that I shouldn't be. But no, not in terms for me, no miniature painting, I'm afraid. But I know you've been a bit more busy. Well, obviously, like we said, you've got
again, it's that switch, isn't it? So I've had a lot more time, so I've had some time off work. So time I've had like stuff to sort out with the house and bits. I've got stuff going on.
In real life things.
But I have had more time to paint, so I had been cracking on with the Red Gobbo's Surprise, the Christmas miniature that we bought at the same time.
Yes,
that she bought that
Magic
a couple of weeks ago.
Done a really good job on it. Looks really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's one of those things where I could spend another 10 hours on it, but it sort of served the purpose. I've done a decent enough job and it looks cool.
Chuck it in the cabinet. I think that looks cool. That's my problem. I've said before that unless it's for a purpose, I struggle to put the effort in. Which I know is a stupid way to look at it, but I always find if I haven't got a reason to use the model, I won't put the effort in. Yeah, which is stupid.
But I suppose the fact that I didn't get the model with the idea of doing a YouTube video, but when I started filming the process, I thought actually this might make quite a good YouTube video.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I've been working on. So painting the model up, filming the process, and then editing it into a YouTube video, which went live yesterday. So
I watched it. You sent it to me because obviously I was at a wedding last night, so I was sitting at the table while my wife was up dancing with the. It was my wife's friend's wedding, and I suppose we're all nerds. People that listen to this are nerds, and you get the. I think no matter how much you say you're not, every nerd's a bit socially weird, and I hate dancing. I get a bit weird. I can't do it. And obviously I'm stone cold sober because I was driving. So she's up on the dance floor. Come on, trying to get me up on the dance. I'm like, no. So I'm getting a bit like awkward. So then you sent me the link to the video. So I kind of just sat there and watched this YouTube video with music blaring. I couldn't hear it, but I watched it all. But from what I could, it looked really good. Looked, really well done. But
it took a lot longer to edit it than I thought it would.
Yeah,
but again, it's the first one, so it's going to take a little while.
But yeah, so anything else? You'll be doing a bit of your grey nights as well, haven't you? Kind of chipping away at one test model. But
yeah,
I feel like you're running into a bit of a wall with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to, because I'm the sort of normally the leader in terms of come on, push through, get it done.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be a massive hypocrite if I say actually no, I don't want to do the grey nights. I'm going to do the don't paint a model you're not interested. Problem. But I do like them. I love the look of them, but I just need to get over that hurdle,
that hump.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before, but getting those base colours in is the most sort of boring, depressing stage of doing a model, and I need to get over that. And I think then when at the point I'm doing like the highlights, and I've been sort of trying out stipple glazing, which is sort of watched a video on it, and it is what it says really, which is
glazing by stippling.
Yeah, but you get quite a nice effect, and I think where I'm looking at doing like more stark highlights, naturally you wouldn't glaze if you're doing stark highlights, but it does mean that you're not necessarily looking for the transitions to be that smooth.
Yeah.
So when you stipple quite a bright colour on, it still looks relatively smooth, but it's
do you build it up gradually still, obviously with glazing, so it's a stipple, but you're so
you're kind of stippling. So on like a pauldron, for example, where you've got that like circular highlight, and then everything's like going from there, it's quite easy to just kind of like keep stippling up to that corner, and you just gradually build it up. It's not the quickest technique, but
when you put the word glazing in it, it never is. No. It's always a gradual, slow.
I did a little bit on the Goblin, but not much at all. But again, because I wanted that kind of comic style. Yeah. There was someone I looked at this morning who'd done like I've said before, like a almost like cell shaded.
Yeah.
Like a real comic,
like a Borderlands
Goblin. Yeah, it looks. Can't tell whether, and I know you're not a massive fan of the style, but can't tell whether I love it or I don't. I don't know. It looks so cool, but I'm not sure.
I can appreciate the work that goes into it. It's a lot of work to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the overall look. Yeah. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to be extremely clean. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. But yeah, I mean, other than that,
how about your Christmas haul? Did you get anything? Did Father Christmas bring you anything for hobby related, or?
Not really.
No.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't read my huge long list.
Please paint all my models.
Even it said pay attention at the top.
Paint these.
Pay attention and don't lose interest. There's a lot of items on there.
Focus now. Come on.
No, I got so I got myself a project book. Okay. So that was kind of I got myself a few bits, but yeah.
You bought yourself some Christmas presents.
Yeah, nothing kind of massively hobby related. Although I did kind of have a little bit of a splurge on Black Friday.
Yes.
Like pre-Christmas. Yeah. So like new chair kind of stuff like that. So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm definitely ready to go into the new year with decent. Although I am looking at getting a new slightly new hobby setup. Been looking at the green stuff world.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, like racks and yeah, I think they'll look cool.
Is there another company that does the same thing? Because again, I don't know if I'm completely right, but I know that Green Stuff World are kind of notorious for seeing an idea online,
Yeah,
doing their own version, and then copyrighting that version so no one else could. But if you look
Yeah.
around, you can probably
to be
find
honest,
a cheaper.
Probably, yeah. I do get a lot of stuff. From Amazon. But yeah, I might have a look and see. Or you can build your own, but as we've said before, we're a little bit of tarts. So it's a case of if I can get it off the shelf. Also, I don't get a huge amount of time, so in terms of weighing up like value, I think if it's kind of done for you and you can put it out and it's it makes it slightly easier.
Yeah, convenience.
But yeah, definitely you could build your own and tailor it to what you want.
So yeah, I didn't get any miniature. Well, actually, that's a lie. I did, but any like standard like tabletop stuff, because I told my wife specifically I don't want any, because if you buy me lots of models, A, it means I've got to paint them because you bought them for me, and B, it's more on the pile. But I think quite a few episodes ago I mentioned Final Girl, a solo game. I love it, great game. I got a couple more Final Girl like encounters. I got the miniatures that represent the final girls and the killers, so I did get some miniatures, but they're not necessarily like priority to be painted. You can still use them. You know, it's not like I've got to paint these. It's like I'll probably will slowly paint one here and there, but there's no rush for that. I got the mats because I'm a massive tar and I love my OCD game loves mats. It because it's game mat. It has places for all the cards and the killer boards and the location. But it just looks sexual. No, I think in terms of I've got a few like things to hang in the hobby room, some Star Wars stuff and some Darth Vader. This Darth Vader picture's cool, so things like that. But the hobby was pretty light this year, but that was for me anyway. It was intentional. Yeah. Because every year my wife's like, "What do you want for models? What models do you want this year?" I'm like, "No, none this year." Yeah.
But normally yours kind of like it's almost like a free pass.
Yes. Oh yes. Right then. Feel like you're pay attention. Don't lose focus.
But it's kind of like, right, what I want to do is I want to focus on Lord of the Rings and I want to focus on this. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, that's free money. So I'll have just get me something completely random.
100%.
That I'll never paint.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, buy me this random Mantic game that I've never said anything about, but the models look cool. Why? It's 400 quid. Yeah, but it's free money. I'll get it. And then it'll just sit.
Christmas.
It'll sit on the cabinet on the desk for 6 months, and then go on eBay. I bought you that for Christmas. Are you not going to touch it? Nah. That's why I don't ask her to buy models anymore. A few times she's bought me something. Yeah. I've never painted it or painted half of it and then gone, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. And it's a bit like the Hobbit set that I got bought.
Yes.
Again, I didn't. We've talked about that before, but I didn't get. I definitely had I've got to paint the whole thing because it was a present, but at the same time, it wasn't a set I didn't want to paint.
No,
but it was a bit like 36 goblins.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You're completely right in that because it almost feels like a free pass. Because someone goes, "What do you want for Christmas?" To a hobby nerd. Yeah. What models do you want for Christmas? Oh. Well, they use, like you said, you think of something that, well, I like the look of it. It looks cool. I'd like to paint it. And I haven't got to pay for it. Yeah, get me that. Yeah. And then when you get it, you're like, oh, don't want to.
It doesn't even make sense.
No,
because
nothing makes sense about what we do.
It's like getting a voucher.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, I've got a £30 voucher. I might as well just spend that all on paints and tufts. And it's like, but if you wouldn't normally spend it on paints, do you know what I mean? Like, you're a bit like, oh, it's kind of free, or when you get some cash out for something and you end up with like £10 left over. If it's in your pocket, you're a bit like, well, that's free. Yeah. That's already spent.
Yeah, that's gone.
Like, what?
That's why
I hate. It's already spent.
I hate having cash on me because I will just blow it on rubbish. Oh yeah, I've got a tenner in the wallet. Yeah, get this.
It's already come out of my bank account.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it doesn't matter how that goes.
Yeah. What?
That's true though. That's exactly what I do. Oh, are you saying tufts? I did get some tufts as well. She bought me a selection of tufts. She hates tufts on models. She was, oh, these look terrible. But she's bought me some colourful ones, some blue ones, some purple ones. You can put tufts on, but they've got to be colourful. But I was thinking it's quite cool. Quite, like for Arc World. Yeah. It'd be quite good because I like putting some colourful tufts on their bases. Yeah. But yeah, no, trying to think really, that's kind of And I haven't even touched the Final Girl stuff yet because my little boy
Yeah.
is obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog, and we got lots of Sonic the Hedgehog. He got the new Sonic the Hedgehog game, Sonic Superstars.
Right.
Yeah, slash he got it, slash I got it.
Yeah, he got that.
But yeah, this is for you, honest. But yeah, because he loves Sonic. Because I loved Sonic growing up, and he's kind of, I think I've drilled that into him. Yeah, you like Sonic, but he spent most of Christmas playing that, so it's been quite cool. So yeah, that's pretty much really it. I think not really too much. Obviously, Christmas. I've got I feel like I've got a bit of a pass this year because this time, because it's Christmas.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So I was trying to think, and anything hobby related news wise. Obviously, the old world is kind of nearly upon us. I think it's going to be probably up for pre-order this weekend, tomorrow, as in time to record New Year's Eve. I think they're going to put it up for pre-order. So obviously, everyone who listens to this or must know Warhammer the Old World is coming back, and obviously for me, it's a tough one because it hits me right in the nostalgia balls. It really does. It's like, I grew up on that Warhammer Fantasy. It's what got me into the hobby. It's the game I played. It's kind of, it's the first game that GW have done that I'm considering pre-ordering directly from them to make sure I get a copy. Because normally I'd be like, no, I'll wait. Yeah, exactly. Because it's one of those games where I feel like I want to get it, but I don't know. It's like, it's the nostalgia. I know that they're banking on the nostalgic.
Yeah, sure.
Or people that have played Warhammer Total War that want to get into it, but it's the Bretonnian army box has been released. Well, not released, shown, and the Tomb King army box, and
they credit to them. Not that I don't often give credit to GW.
No, you don't. No, you don't really say. You're always pretty neutral on GW, so it's quite good for you to give them some credit.
No, but credit to them, they picked two absolutely brilliant armies.
Well, they've picked the two armies that got wiped out of AOS.
Yeah,
and everyone was so cross about where's my Bretonnians, where my Tomb King's gone. So they're not stupid. They thought, well, hang on, everyone's annoyed that they got taken out of AOS. Let's start it with the two that got taken out. It's good marketing.
But it's good marketing, really. My only gripe is it's going to be about 300 quid.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we should have a quick discussion. We should maybe put our guesses out now, because I think we've said two sides of the coin, haven't we? We think they're either going to go down the typical Games Workshop route and push the prices through the roof. Make them limited stock and try and get as much money out of it as they can. And put it up for like 300, 250, 300 pounds. I think they're going to go the other way. Still make it. I think they're going to go the Horus Heresy route, which was, I think the box set was huge and it was about 125 pounds. Come with the rule book, the same thing. And I think they're going to go that route. I think they're going to still going to make a limited quantity. Make FOMO, buy it now before it goes up forever. Which is their MO at the moment. So I think that's what they'll do. But I think they'll put it up for a good, reasonable price. 125. That way, oh my God, it's cheap. I've got to get it now. I will fall into the trap. If it comes up at GW 125, RRP, I will pre-order the Bretonnian one, 100%, because I won't want to wait to get it from Element or Wayland Gap, which I normally would, because I obviously, again, if anyone knows how GW act, they kind of screwing over the local gaming stores by limiting quantities or not fulfilling orders. So they'll, Element Games, we want 50 copies, and they'll, we've only got 20 for you. Then they have to cancel pre-orders, and I know again why they're doing it. They're trying to funnel you through their web store, which they're a business, I get it. But part of me, if it came out at 125 retail from GW, I probably will just pre-order the Bretonnian one.
Well, it's 125 now or 100 in 2 months' time.
If it's still available.
So it's like 125 now then.
Yeah, or it'll be 125. I know what'll happen. It'll be 125. Oh my God, that's a brilliant price. They'll go up on the web store. There'll be a queue to get in. You'll get in after 5 minutes of waiting, and they'll all be gone. And then there'll be an eBay for 250 quid. That's what'll happen. And I'll buy one then. No, I won't. No, I was going to say my limit in my head is like 125, 150. Any more, I won't even consider it, because I'm not
175.
No, I'm not giving scalpers that. And again, shut up. And also, the other thing as well is, let's be honest, like 90% of the box is old, 20-year-old models.
Yeah, apart from the Crocodile Dragon.
Yeah, Yeah, let's not go there. The new Pegasus knife, Bretonian Lord, that is stunning.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I don't like the Derpy Dragon crocodile thing. That's just me. I know a lot of people do. I don't really like it, but yeah, if it comes out at 125, I will dip the toe. But
I'll dip the toe, 1,200 points.
Yeah. Again, that's weird. It's like, how big is this game going to be? It's like a full box. It's got nearly 100 minis, the Tomb Kings one. And it's like, yeah, it's 1,250 points. Bloody hell, how many points? How big is this game going to be? But again, maybe that's just, they were always big games when you had 2,000 points.
Yeah,
but,
and rank and file was, it does,
But I am definitely tempted. But I'm just waiting for the pricing, and B, if you can even get on the web store to pre-order it. So we'll have to see. But then they are releasing boxes separately. So
right, okay.
They're releasing Bretonian boxes and Tomb King boxes,
okay,
a box
so
of
you
20
can
models.
bulk it out.
But it'll probably cost more money than...
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they put a box of 20-year-old skeletons up for. You know what I mean? Those chunky old Tomb Kings. I know, like you said the other day, people want it for that look.
Yeah.
They want the nostalgic chunky skeletons, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they're meant to be the best miniatures company in the world, with their models, and they're releasing 20-year-old models for like £35 or whatever it's going to be. It's like, should the best company in the world, the biggest, most popular, it's like Apple releasing an old crappy
here's the iPhone 4.
Yeah,
we've
done nothing.
It's brand new, but it's still £1,000.
Yeah, this is a 15-year-old phone. It's one of our first phones we released, and we're going to do nothing to it. Yeah, £1,000, please. But you'll buy it because we're Apple, and that's kind of what Games Workshop are doing. We're Games Workshop. This is the game that everyone loves. It's Tomb Kings. It's Tomb Kings, and everyone misses Tomb Kings. £35 for a box of 20-year-old skeletons, please.
Yeah, and people
are going to buy it, and I'm sitting here moaning about it, but I'll probably buy them as well. So not Tomb Kings. I don't like Tomb Kings, but Bretonians. Yeah, so
we did a poll, didn't we?
Yeah, you're all wrong.
So you're all wrong.
No, you're all wrong. Anyone apart from anyone that didn't vote for Bretonian is wrong. So yeah, moving on.
Moving on. That's that topic.
Yeah, that's that. What's your thoughts on it? Because I've just kind of rambled there for a few minutes. Do you? Obviously, it's all well and good me going, I'm going to get Bretonians.
Oh, I'd get Tomb Kings.
Oh, good. Because basically, if I buy Bretonians and they sit in the... Because what happens, I'm not bothered. Then they'll just sit in the cupboard. Yeah. And they'll never be... But if you're like, no, I'm going to buy Tomb Kings, then...
I'd definitely buy Tomb Kings. And that would be a case of, I think I'd have to put my pickiness aside, and I'd probably build them all. Or say, Dickie, you build them all.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
And, we'd have some games, unpainted, contrary to what we've said before about how disgusting it is.
Again, we were planning on 40k in the new year, but there we go.
There's been a lot of spanners recently.
Yeah, lots of spanners. But then that said, I think I said to you the other day, I'm almost happy to buy if it is a good price, buy the box, put it away. Yeah. Because like I said, it's almost like get it because I know it won't be in stock. They're not going to keep it constantly stocked. Yeah. It'll be out of stock, and then they'll want you to buy every box individually. It's almost worth buying, putting in the cupboard, and then if 6 months I still haven't touched it, then I can scalp it. Yeah. 300 quid on eBay. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not joking. I'm going to sell that on eBay.
So yeah, I think
that's pretty much it, really. No real, because being Christmas, it's quite quiet. Well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head news-wise that's coming out. There was some new, my brain's not working, Dark Angels. There's a new Dark Angels box set that they're releasing.
Was Belial a new model?
I think so. Yeah. Again, sounds awful. I'm not that keen on Space Marines. So I kind of, you're on the Warhammer community page. Yeah, Space Marines. Yeah. Okay, that's the end of the article, done. Yeah. I don't really stop. I did see it was like a Deathwing box set, I think, or something. Yeah. They're releasing a bit like the, Tomb King box set thing. But yeah, I think that's kind of it, really.
Yeah. Right. Let's get into the meat of the episode then.
Okay, then. So basically, I think we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it last episode, but basically moving into 2024, kind of, me at least, I think we both would, but I don't want to speak for both of us, but we kind of said that we'd like to try and focus a bit more. Yeah. Because we'll get into it, but I would say I'm probably awful for game system focus. I know I am. And I think that kind of bleeds over into like with Darren a bit, because I'll be like, oh yeah, look at this, look at that, and then Darren, oh yeah, that, and then
I'm quite easily led in terms of
I can literally show you
hobby,
anything, and basically you'd be like, oh, this looks cool. 10 minutes later, we're putting an order together. So we were thinking, you know, that was the goal for 2024. Let's focus a bit more, and then we kind of got to talking about what, you know, the importance of focus. Yeah, what does that mean? The importance of focusing. So we thought we'd kind of just talk through it. I don't think this will be as long as some of our other topics, because it's more of a kind of just a quick,
more of a focused topic.
Hey, but yeah. So kind of, you know, again, what do we mean by focus? I kind of categorize it into two, like painting focus, and game system focus. But I don't know, what one do you want to start with, Darren? I'll let you. I'll let you.
Yeah, so I think what we struggle with mainly is game system focus, but I think I want to kind of just touch on maybe some tips that we've got for painting focus, because I think we are quite good at that.
Yeah, I would say when I get in my head I want to paint something, that is getting painted.
Yeah.
If you know, like, look at the Marvel project we did last year.
Yeah.
This year, technically, still probably last year by the time people listen to this.
It'll be New Year's Day, so yeah.
New Year's Day, so yeah, last year we focused in on that. This is getting done.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, the whole box set was done to a good standard. So I definitely feel that we have painting focus when we focus in on what we want to paint. But yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah, so I think the first point I would say, and it sort of links back to some of the stuff we've talked about before, but you kind of need to know what you're going to do in that painting session. So you need to be setting your goals and have a plan of what you're doing, because you can't really focus if you don't really know what the goal is.
Yeah,
because you're gonna, I might clean that model up. Oh, while that's doing that, I might do that base, and then you spend 2 hours and you think, I haven't actually got much done because I haven't really planned.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I could have done that while that was drying, and so I don't think you want to be like really rigid, because it just sounds not enjoyable.
Not fun. It's a hobby. So
it's a hobby that you want to enjoy, but at the same time, if you're one of these people who haven't got as much time to paint, then it is important to set those goals. So like you said before, like, right, I'm just going to get that sword done.
Yeah, that's the focus today. Or I'm just going to put all the base coats on all these tunics, on these 10 models. And even if it takes me 3 hours and that's all I get done today, that's fine. You know, if I get any more done, brilliant. If you don't get those done, it's not the end of the world. No. But if you just have a goal that you want to work towards on that session, that's definitely the best thing to do, I think.
Yeah, so I think another thing as well is like trying to limit distractions when you're painting. So if you've got a set time that you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get some painting done, then I know it's kind of harder for some people if you've got children like yourself,
well, that's what I mean. If he's around, I won't even paint.
Yeah.
Because I know that he will be a distraction. So if I'm trying to get something done, daddy, oh, it's just no point.
Yeah.
That's why I try and bring him in on it. Recently, I've been like, do you want to paint a model? And he'll get a little, storm cast from the garage, and he'll chuck some colours on it. So, but I know what you mean. That's kind of
yeah, definitely. So I think there's ways that you can limit distractions, but I'll put on a podcast or an audio book, or put some music, headphones in, and it kind of helps as well if you've got that. If you kind of twin the goal with the limiting distractions, you're thinking like, right, I'm going to paint all these tunics. I'm going to get the base colour on all these tunics. Get your music on.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing else.
Make sure you're set up. You've got a drink. Got, your podcast, something that's got a lot of runtime, like a 2-hour podcast, or whatever. Something you can really. I haven't got to move from this spot now for the next 2 hours, and I can just get my head down and get on with it.
Yeah, no distractions. Don't start picking up other models or actually I might try. No. You're painting these base colours, and then you can kind of like, right, that's you'll get a little bit of a sort of like a dopamine hit from getting that done.
Yes.
I've done that quite quickly. Then you can then you're doing extra bits, and that's
then you can be. I think you can be a little less focused then.
Yeah.
So almost like you said, I've got these 5 tunics to do, and oh my god, I've got in the zone. I've smashed them out in, I don't know, let's just say 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 hours of painting time. Right, well, in that case, I'll start doing some faces on them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter how far you get because you've already kind of reached your goal.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you said, it's like bonus painting when you get it done.
Whereas if you didn't have a goal, you might go in there and you've started the 5 tunics, but then you've sort of got distracted and you started this, and then you thought, oh, what if I do like a scenic base for this? So then you've gone out into the garage and you've got a bit of foam, and you haven't at least done the absolute bare minimum, minimum that you wanted to do.
Don't get me wrong, I have been guilty of it in the past. You know, like
yeah,
setting these goals up and thinking, oh, hang on,
yeah.
But in general, I do always try and set myself some kind of goal. If I can just get all these models base colours on today, I'll be happy. Yeah. Oh, I got them all done, and I got the first set of highlights done. Brilliant. Oh, that's, I did really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's, the good thing, good way to approach it. Also, another thing is, I wouldn't paint when you're tired.
No.
It sounds silly. I know it sounds a bit of a no-brainer, but I used to do it in the past. When I had a proper job, I would work all day.
Yeah.
Come home in the evening, and then be like, right, it's 9:30. I'm going to paint till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, 12, but you're like, oh, you can barely keep your eyes open. You're making mistakes.
Yeah. It's sort of like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where you you think you've driven home fine. Yeah. And then you come in the morning and you're like,
what is that?
What on earth is that?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, that's. But yeah, again, now, right. So that's kind of the painting focuses, and we sounded very like we knew what we were talking about. It's going to be a bit more all over the place when it comes to the game systems.
Yeah,
I think, because this is personally, like we said before, I am terrible in this part. This is definitely something that I fall short on by and something I want to kind of what I was saying.
Improve, yeah.
This is something I want to move into new. It's almost, I suppose you could call it my hobby resolution. It's not, but it's almost something that I want to try and improve on this year. But come back to me in 12 months. I think the answer probably won't be the one I want to give. But
2024 review, did we focus more?
Yeah, I've started 8 new systems. But Darren come up with I'm going to start off with this point now, because I think this is a really good point. Is focus easier if you just do Games Workshop, for instance? Again, they're the biggest. Or you just do Manatee Games, Infinity, or you just do, Malifaux. Any is it? Well, obviously it's a bit of a stupid question, not a stupid question, but the answer is, of course it is. If you just do one game, but obviously there's lots of people like me out there, I suppose, that don't focus on one game. That I love a bit of Bolt Action, and I love a bit of Legion, and I love a bit of Games Workshop, and I love a bit of Warcry for my skirmish games. That kind of.
Yeah.
I think, again, going back to, I've got a friend, Gary, kind of got me into the hobby. He only does Age of Sigmar, and before Age of Sigmar, he only did fantasy. He hasn't.
Yeah.
In all the years I've known him, I've never known him to be like, oh, I've started Bolt Action. Oh, I'm doing 40k. Oh, I bought this new skirmish game.
Yeah, I bought Rumble Slam.
Yeah.
What?
He's bought some box games. He's bought Cursed City. He's bought Warhammer Quest, Silver Tower, and all things like that. But they're kind of AOS adjacent.
Yeah.
So they're still AOS. He can still use those in his armies. But he's got about 6 or 7 fully painted armies.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, how do you do it? But I suppose because he's got the focus,
it's all he does. Yeah.
It's all he does. And part of me wishes that I was like that. Almost part of me feels like I should maybe, I'm not going to, but go, right, this year, all we're doing is 40k in the old world. I'm not doing anything else. We're not touching Legion. We're not touching any skirmish games. This is all I'm doing all year. But I know I'll get to about March and be like, oh, I'm so bored of the AOS, old world. I want to go and paint Rumble Slam or whatever.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing is when you were just saying about Gary and, he's got like 6 armies, it's kind of, as we just said about with the painting focus, it's kind of sitting down and saying, right, I'm going to get these 5 tunics done. That's sort of what he's doing, but with an army.
Yeah, 100%.
He's saying, right, I'm going to sit down now and I'm going to get this Skaven army done.
Yep.
And I'm not going to stop until it's done.
I'm not going to buy anything else. I'm not going to look at anything else. I'm not going to entertain anything else. This is my project for the next 6 months or whatever. This is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to buy anything. And I think he does. I think that's what he buys, the whole army, or he buys half of the army.
Yeah.
He'll buy 1,000 points worth of models, and that'll all he'll do. And then when that's done, he'll buy the other lot, and that's all he'll do.
Yeah.
Just think, oh my God, I said to him, I'm jealous of that. That's amazing that you can. I can't do it. I wish I could, but I can't. I keep looking at other games and, oh, look at this,
shiny objects.
Yeah, we're looking at Dreadfleet on eBay at the moment. It's an old game from Games Workshop. It's not even considered a great game, but the models are.
It's not even good.
It's not. Well, it is. I liked it, but it flopped. It was a flop for Games Workshop because everyone wanted Man of War back, and they released Dreadfleet. I had it. I painted every ship, but again, at the time I had it, I had no one else to play it with, so it sat in a cupboard for a year, and then I just sold it. Again, stupid, but. Yeah, we're looking at that. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, shiny.
Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl. Yeah, again, I'd love to do Blood Bowl. I'd love to do Lord of the Rings again. I'd love to. Well, I want to do some more Arcworld next year. I'm looking at the old world. We're gonna do 40k. We're doing the combat patrols. Yeah, so it's like.
Yeah, that's where we struggle. There's too many shiny objects. Yeah, but you've got to pick.
The problem, I think, again, I'm not saying it's all my fault, but it's pretty much my fault, I think. Because I think if I was like, no, Darren, we're playing, not that saying I tell you what to do, but if I was like, I think we should focus on Combat Patrol, 40k, and that's it, you'd be like, okay, because you love the Games Workshop bitch, so you'd love it.
Thanks for that.
That's right. Put that in there. You would happily probably paint Games Workshop for the year. I'll paint Grey Knights all year, or Imperial Guard all year. You'd happily do that, whereas I can't. I'm a bit of a hobby butterfly or system butterfly. Like I like looking at different things. And, that's a cool model. What's this system? Oh, you only need 4 models for this. Let's get it.
Thing is, we have sort of. I don't know. I feel like we've refined our butterflyness a little bit because there's things like Moonstone. I'd love to do Moonstone, but there are things where we're a bit like, let's just both not mention the word Moonstone for a little while. Let's both not mention the word Malifaux for a little while. Because it's almost like there's always going to be the other systems. You can't do 15 systems at the same time. Paint them all, have enough time to game with them all. That's
a really big point. It's all well and good collecting all these systems, but you've got to find time to game with them. And if you're not gaming every night or 4 nights a week, you're not going to game with everything. We get 1 night a week where we game. Obviously, I work in the evening, so I get 1 night a week off. Well, on the weekend, but I spend that with the family. But during the week, I get 1 night off. That's our gaming night. The past few times, it's been Magic. This next week coming up, I don't know what it's going to be. We might, but that's a brilliant point. I think you need to kind of think about, because I think that's what a lot of the times we have been doing, like you saying about focusing a bit more on our hobby, on our gaming systems. I think that's something that we've both been doing a lot to each other. So I'll say, oh, what about, let's say, the old world, for instance, and you're like, yeah, great, you have said to me, but you're like, but when are we going to play it? And it's like, oh yeah, that's a good point. So it's almost like, when are we going to play it?
It's almost like you need to have both of those together. So if you said to me, right, Darren, I want to do Old World. I'm going to get the Plutonian box set, and I promise you, once a month we'll have a game. Fine. That's a better plan. But with a kind of, we're going to get the Plutonians. I'll probably build it all, paint some of it. Then it'll be like 3 months before we get a game. At which point I'll be saying, should I put it on eBay? It's kind of, it's not really.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean. I think with the painting focus, we've kind of got it down. I think. But when it comes to gaming service focus, I'll be the first to admit that I'm all over the place. But you did bring up a good point about, I'll let you explain it because it's kind of your thing, but short-term game versus long-term. That's a really good point, which I think, again, I don't personally see a lot of the time. You're right, but I always end up thinking, but look at shiny new box set.
No, definitely. I think it's kind of that, like, the grass is always greener. So what you've got, I kind of always think of the analogy of, when you someone says, "Oh, what's for dinner tonight?" and you look in the fridge and you've got a full fridge, and you go, "Oh, should we get a takeaway?" That's basically what we're doing when it comes to going for a new system.
Yeah.
You've got that you get that really short dopamine hit of, oh, I've got to buy something, but then you've got to paint it.
Mm-hmm.
So because the painting is a long-term gain, it's going to take you a while. You're not really enthused to paint it. So then you end up thinking, oh God, I can't be bothered to paint that. Let's buy something else.
Yeah.
So you're kind of chasing that like short-term dopamine hit. Now, if that's a big problem, I suppose what you could do is focus on smaller projects. So, for example, like an Underworld's warband, you're almost giving yourself that short-term dopamine hit because it's quite a small project.
Yeah.
Like if you can't get a Warhammer Underworld's warband done without needing more dopamine, then you're never going to get anything painted. But I think it's just ploughing on and realizing that yes, it might feel better to go and buy another set of models rather than paint what you've got, but in the long term, painting what you've got will feel better.
Yeah, when you look in that cabinet and see that fully painted Bretonian army, which I'm going to have, and as opposed to great, but I've got 4 boxes on the cabinet on the side that I haven't touched because I couldn't focus and paint the art Bretonian or whatever, you know what I mean? But you're definitely right.
But so the feeling of when you, because I know we talked the other day and you were saying that where you've had a little bit of time off, you've kind of maybe lost a bit of momentum with like the Vader's Fist. Yes. I know you'll get it done because you love the idea, and I think that's like the opposite of, you're very interested in painting that. But I think the sense of achievement that you'll feel when you've got a full Vader's Fist list in that cabinet, oh my God, that's going to look brilliant. So that's what you've got to think. Yeah. That's what I'm working towards. Yeah. It's not, oh God, another unit of Stormtroopers. Yeah, but just imagine that end result.
100%. And again, it's almost like I was saying earlier, going back to the old world, that it's almost like I'd happily buy that and put it away, knowing that will be a focus later. Yeah. But at the moment, I want to kind of focus in. But like I said, that is kind of what I need a bit of a reeling in on this year. I think that's what I need you to be. That's why I sent you the Dreadfleet the other day, thinking you talked me out of it. Darren, look at this on eBay, and you were like, "Yeah, that looks cool."
Bad idea.
I was like, "Oh, this isn't working out how I thought it would."
But I said to you, like, you sent me something that is Games Workshop. Mm-hmm. It's pirate themed, which I absolutely love. Yeah. Anything Egyptian or pirates, like
there's an Egyptian ship in it. Do you know that? The Tomb King ship.
Hang on.
So
it's in 2 parts of the Venn diagram. It's GW. It's old, out of production. Mm-hmm. You're sort of ticking all my boxes,
which makes it kind of a bit more desirable when it's
definitely.
Out. Yeah.
So can you talk me out now?
No chance. Just put it in your basket now.
That looks and it's got brilliant scenery.
Yeah, you do like a bit of scenery. You are the scenery guy in Sprue Goons, so you do like a bit of scenery.
It was funny because I've written kind of like a few key points for like painting focus and game system focus. So the first couple of points on painting focus was set clear goals and have a plan,
which we do.
The second point was limit distractions,
which we do.
But I thought it was funny that I wrote down the game system focus, and I thought, actually, if we're kind of giving tips to ourselves, the first one is sort of set clear goals and have a plan,
which we don't do.
The second one's kind of limit distraction.
Yeah, so I need my phone taken off me.
Don't do.
No, I need my phone taken off me basically, so I can't sit on the sofa and look at this system. Oh, this is on sale.
So I think I would say that although we want to be more focused, and I think it is important if your goal is to get loads of stuff done, then you've got to be quite disciplined and start focusing down. If your goal is just to enjoy the hobby and it doesn't really matter what you paint and oh yeah, what system is it this week, that's absolutely fine. That's part of the hobby. That's like
we're not sitting here telling everyone you shouldn't buy whatever you want, you should focus. No. It's more from a personal point of view. I would like to focus in a bit more because I'm doing what you said. Oh, that looks cool, I'll buy that. You're gonna use but I probably won't even paint it because like I have that other problem where if I have no use for it in a game in game terms, I won't paint it.
Also, what I'd say, not for it to be like it's not a personal dig,
but so it is a personal dig.
No, but what I'm saying is in terms of like trying to help your focus, what I think you struggle with is it's not just that dopamine hit. It's not just getting that short-term dopamine hit. It's say, for example, you're painting an Eldar or Eldari combat patrol.
Yeah.
If anything takes away your short-term focus, it's not just that you buy it. You've got to buy it. It's got to be there tomorrow. And you've got to paint it above everything else you've got to do.
100%.
So that's It's a meteor coming in. Like you are going to get destroyed.
100%. Yeah.
So that's as a problem for you specifically.
Yeah. I don't know if it's some kind of mental.
No. I completely get it because it's you want to. Once you've got an idea in your head.
Oh, it's got to be done yesterday.
I've got an idea about this Blood Bowl team. Yeah, but we're going to play Warhammer.
Yeah, but I can't get this Blood Bowl.
No. I'm going to get the team. I've got an idea for what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this really cool scheme, and then I'm going to build a board. And
I can't. You're right because I do it. Like when I see a model or a game system or Vader's fist.
Yes.
I was like, right, I can't stop thinking about doing it. It's like the blinkers go up. I want the models here yesterday. Yeah. Like, I need to get these models. I need to get going. I think it's almost because it's that I know I lack that game system focus.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I know I need to get going on it now because if I don't, in 3 weeks' time, I might see another game system and then that'll get pushed aside.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. And I know that's wrong and I'm, like I said, completely hypocritical going, focus in 2024. You should be focusing. But I can't.
Do as I do, not as I tell you.
Exactly. No, but painting I can.
Yeah.
So like I said,
100%,
when I get right, I'm painting this.
I'd say you're probably much better at focusing at painting than I am. But I think that kind of comes down to experience.
Yeah.
I will. You said to me probably a couple of weeks ago, "Oh, what are you doing today?" "Oh, I'm putting the Rebel Commandos, Super Commandos together." Oh yeah, I've spent like an hour and a half building this weird like foam base for Gar Saxon so he can rest his sniper rifle on. And I've taken like the hell. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but I think you have to weigh up like you're procrastinating is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
it does look cool though.
Yeah, it does look
cool. Does look good.
Some things work, some things don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think just the kind of the last point on why we find it so difficult is I think it's because sort of like flipping the Games Workshop thing that you started with, but because we are interested in so many different types of model, like Rumble Slam and Arc World and any new game system that comes out really. So we bought Shatterpoint and then
that's like a black spot in our hobby.
Career. There are things where we bought Lord of the Rings and you painted Saruman really well, but other than that we haven't touched it. You started painting Urukai and then not burnt out a bit, but that is interest. That's
almost a bit of a, I don't know what the word is, but it's almost a bit of a hobby kind of hobby shame, I suppose, because I'm massively annoyed that we haven't got more into that because the game system apparently is great. I love Lord of the Rings. You love Lord of the Rings. I love the models.
We can play it on the same board as Legion. Pretty much.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? So, come on, that's a prime example of focus. Focus on Lord of the Rings. Hang on, should probably start doing that.
Anyway, you'll have an idea for an
So I've got a new idea. Blinkers up. I'm going to go on
We're
eBay.
going to do an Ent Army.
Hang on. I could. Side note, just aside, the Nighthorn army that I had has finally sold. So on top of having no hobby game system focus, I've also got a big wad of spare cash in the pocket, which is...
That's a big problem for you,
That's a massive problem.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got this burning a hole, I need to get some
100%.
hobby. I've always said, I think I've said in the past, but I've always said, I sell hobby to buy hobby.
Yep.
I never... Well, I do occasionally, but I very rarely sell hobby to buy an Xbox or clothes. It's like, that is hobby money for hobby money. Hobby sold for hobby money.
Yeah.
What? No. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Selling hobby to fund more hobby. But yeah, an Ent Army, that's a great idea. I love the Ents in Lord of the Rings as well. Well done, Darren. So we've ended this topic on you completely throwing me off focus again.
Yeah.
You're the problem, not me.
The only thing I would say as well on when I dug at you for going 100% into...
Yeah, but no, I don't think that's a dig. I think it's just...
No, I think it's just a thing that people do that's specific. Yeah, a specific thing where it's you get an idea. I don't think it's necessarily directly related to the hobby. I think when someone gets an idea in their head, like,
so they want to do.
I'm gonna run 5K every day for the next month. Fine, I need to go out and get some running shoes. Yeah, I'm going to go out and get some nice running gear.
Yeah.
You know, it's
people. I want to get into golf. They go and buy the best golf clubs they can, and all the all the kit, and then they end up going
sell them at a boot fair for a tenner.
Hang on. But yeah, I think not really much of as long a topic this
I was
week,
just going to say that that I've kind of been feeling it a little bit for the Imperial Guard.
Oh,
so like you reminded me when you said about Vader's Fist. Oh, once you get the idea in your head, you can't get it out. I've been sort of like what's it in Bad Boys where it's like put it in a box and I've been doing that with Imperial Guard for a little while.
While you've been doing it. When did we go to Wormwood World?
No, probably
June, July, August, the middle of last year.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been doing it with Imperial Guard for probably 20 years.
Yeah, but I mean, recently we got right back into it all.
But I think when I was looking at Combat Patrol, it was a case of how much time have you got? They're a bit boring, but
you don't really like Cadians that much.
Yeah, but
you like, which is a bit, I don't know if it's a hot take, but you really like Catachan Jungle Fighters.
Yeah, I do.
Even though their models are probably
I don't like Cadians, and I think the idea is I would do a female army. I like that idea because it's different.
Something different on snowy bases. I don't know, just make it really different.
But I can't. Yeah, I'm struggling.
It's at the back of your head, just you can feel an itch. Like, oh, fine. And it doesn't help when you're doing the Grey Knights and you're like, I'm not enjoying this.
No, it doesn't. I need to get that first model done.
Yeah.
If I get that model done, I'm like, oh no, these are cool, which they are absolutely brilliant.
Also, as well, you've got to think as well. You've only got what, 12 models?
Yeah,
it's stupid. It's not like Cadians. You're literally going the other way. I've got 60 models to paint.
Yeah, but they're Imperial Guard.
Well,
so it's a bit like.
So there's a good way to end the whole conversation. No focus at all.
Let's go and get another. Get another Combat Patrol.
Gonna go and order that Dreadfleet later.
Fine.
Okay, so after that complete car crash of a topic, it was all over the place. I think maybe we should quickly just go over what our actual focuses for 2024 are. But disclaimer, they probably won't be the same ones we end the year on.
No. Although I think we should sort of like tier them. Okay. So things that we absolutely promise that we will do.
Yeah.
And then
things we like to
B tier, C tier.
Okay, so for me, I think, I'm going to say for both of us, I'm telling you your top focus of the year.
Yeah.
Get that Combat Patrol done.
Yeah.
Whether it's Cadians or it's Grey Knights. I want to go to Warhammer World in the summer and have a game of Combat Patrol at Warhammer World. That's like almost like a dream kind of thing. Like, if we can, I don't know if we can, but that would be the dream to do.
Yeah.
So for me, top tier, 40k. We kind of did the whole thing of 40k and then gave away a box set, and then we haven't done it. So we kind of
this is day one.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, true. But we've almost set ourselves up for that. We've got to do that. That's our top thing. Then for me, probably my next thing is I would like to. I'd say the Fist List, Vader's Fist List.
Fist List, yeah.
Which is, again, that's almost a no-brainer. I'm nearly halfway through it. That's going to get done. And to be honest, for me, after that is probably if we get the old world, it's not a focus.
No.
One of my primary focuses, but I would like to. I'd like to get it. I'd like to look through the rule book. I'd like to build the army. Like you said, maybe play it unpainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably my my main focus is probably for the year. I think I can't think of anything else really that. Obviously, that's not going to fill up 12 months.
No, but Lord of the Rings. Are you thinking?
I don't want to go on record by saying Lord of the Rings, but no, Lord of the Rings would be a great idea.
It's not A tier, but it's
on the tier list. Yeah, I'd say Lord of the Rings would be good, and I'd like to do some more Ark World. But that's just skirmish games, small models.
Yeah, and that's really... as and when you've got what three armies done.
Yeah,
done-ish.
I've got the Dark Lord done. I've got the Wizards done. The Halflings done. I've got more Halflings, more Wizards, and I've got the rest of the Dark Lord faction to paint. I haven't got a lot really, but I've got enough to. So yeah, that's probably yeah. So 40k S tier. A tier is the Fist List.
Yep.
B tier is probably Lord of the Rings. C would be Old World if I get it. If they don't gouge the prices, wait on that one. And then probably not even in a tier, just floating around somewhere is maybe finishing off smaller projects like Ark World.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some other skirmish stuff we've got.
Other models that come out, Underworlds, Warbands.
Yeah,
maybe the new Underworlds set might be.
If I could keep it to 5 things or 4 things, that would be great for the year. But don't hold your breath, because if Dreadful comes in, don't.
The thing is, you say that Old World is C tier, but if it comes in, it's going to be like an asteroid.
Yeah, right. Again, right in the smashing up.
Right in the S tier.
Yeah, but again, I'd almost be happy. If it's something we agreed on that we buy the Old World, but if we can get them, we buy the Old World box sets and we just pile of shame them.
Yeah.
Right, put that to one side until.
Oh, we've done the combat patrol, right? Then that's climbing to A tier. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I've done my combat patrol. I've done Vader's Fist. Fine, I'm going to treat myself.
I don't even think it matters if you buy lots of projects. If you focus in on the projects you're doing, that's my problem. I flip between them.
Yeah.
So if I could go, I've got 6 projects this year.
Yeah.
But my first one is the 40k combat patrol.
Yeah.
Now it's the Fist List.
I feel like I'm quite good with buying stuff that goes in the cupboard.
Oh yeah.
And I forget about it.
See, I'm not good at that. So I buy it and I want, like you said, blinkers up. I want to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's mine probably. So what about you? Is yours? Obviously, your S is going to be 40k. I'm not letting you change that.
So my S is, although I will throw a spanner, but no, my S is 40k in terms of non-negotiable. That will be done.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it will be Grey Knights or Imperial Guard. And I'm going to put a Super Commando Legion list.
Ooh,
so my version of Vader's Fist.
Yep.
I'm going to put that in A tier.
Great. That's same so far.
Yeah.
40k then Legion.
Nice little concise skirmish army for Legion.
And they are brutal.
Yeah. Shadow Collective sat in my cupboard for forever.
Again, though, like you said, put it to and forget about it, and now you're going, I'm going to do that.
And to be honest, my main focus, I know it's kind of boring because it's not necessarily purely model related, but is content creation. YouTube, is, kind of obviously taking our projects and showing people and kind of like doing tutorials and I've got kind of a few other plans as well. So I think it's important for me to realise that I don't want like a 5-tier, this is what I'm going to paint this year, because what's more important, or what's as important to me, is doing some YouTube videos, getting some experience, trying to kind of like create some cool content and things that people like, and
obviously I didn't even think of that, but that's
and I know there are a few ideas that we're going to do kind of together maybe. I know you've always wanted to do like a 24-hour
just for the
painting challenge, which again would be brilliant,
but I don't know what it would be. Maybe we could do it on Lord of the Rings.
Hang on.
But mine's all built, so I could just
well, it wouldn't take me long to build one, because I've only got 9 models.
You're all right. No, it's not all built, but it could be.
Slapshot mine.
Fine. But yeah, I think that's
that's kind of, so I would put Combat Patrol S tier. YouTube for me is got to be S or A, because it's just that's what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
And and the Super Commandos list in A tier, and probably Lord of the Rings for me in B tier. Beyond that, again,
it's
like
normally me that
Old
does
World.
Old World, I think, is more of I kind of want to grab the box if I can get hold of the box and the price is right.
Yeah.
And then it will be done at some point, but I'm like you, so I'm hoping just to put it away and forget about it.
Yeah. The thing is as well, like for me, it kind of depends what sort of content I want to do for YouTube. Depends on what I'll maybe be focusing on. So, for example, if you get the Bretonian box set and you're like, oh, I really want to do the Old World, and I think, oh, that's a cool idea for a YouTube video, then that might come up and be like, I'm going to do the Tomb Kings. How quickly can I paint the Tomb Kings box set? You know, do slap chop. I don't know, you know, but it might be that actually they kind of go hand in hand, because like one feeds the other, I guess.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell what we're planning on focusing on.
So let's see in 12 months.
Dreadfleet wasn't in there. Blood Bowl wasn't in there.
Any other random game we find on the way wasn't in there.
Yeah. There is a game coming out, Star Wars Unlimited. You know, the card game.
Yeah, I don't count that like Magic, because it's no models involved. You can just shuffle the deck, have a game of playing that. Okay, it means that a war game doesn't get played, but
what about Marvel Zombicide?
Yeah, but again,
is that like Pluto?
Yeah, it's on the list. It's in the solar system, but it's kind of on the edge. But it doesn't matter because
J tier.
Yeah, fine. We can play that J tier. We can play that unpainted. That doesn't need to be painted. I've painted a couple, but it's not like, oh my god, we need to paint this.
You play anything unpainted, it's just us.
Right, let's move on. You're annoying me now.
Right, so on to the next section, which is, as always, Paint Great eBay.
So for this episode, I'm getting all confused now. What I was meant to say, for this episode, we thought we'd do Games Workshop's Miniatures of the Year. That's where the year came from.
Yeah.
Basically.
Miniatures of last year.
Yes, last year. Basically, because they've obviously released their Miniature of the Year in first, second, and third.
Yeah.
We thought we'd just go through them. I don't think we really need to explain too much who or what they are, because anyone who listens to this probably knows the Games Workshop and knows the models. But the first was obviously Lionel Johnson, the Primarch for the Dark Angels. Stunning. Then it was, another one of my favourites, Angron, the World Eaters. Again, stunning.
Yeah, stunning model. I mean, yeah.
Demon Primarch. And then the controversial one for me is a Tau model, Commander Farsight, which I'm going to start on this, and not Commander Farsight, yeah, sorry, I'm reading that bit there. Yeah, controversial. I don't like Tau, but this is a great model.
Yeah,
I love this model. It's like that thing. I generally don't really like Tau, but they have a few gems.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of them. So for me, I think any other list I'd probably paint or eBay, paint or leave grey.
Yeah.
But because of the competition, for me, it's still an eBay.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
For me, it's eBay, because I think it's stunning model, great model, but you know Lionel Johnson, you know Angron, are you? So
come on, Commander.
Come on, Farsight. What you playing at? Sit down.
Oh my god, you look amazing, but you know Lionel Johnson.
Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah. You know Angron, are you, love?
Love.
What about you?
You go through yours and I'll go through mine.
All right.
Yeah.
So, see now
they won't be the same.
This is tough, because I love both of these models, even though I'm not massively a Space Marine player. Lionel Johnson is stunning. It's a stunning model. I understand completely why it got first. Angron or him easily could have had first for me. I'll start with Angron. I'll work backwards. Why not? This is a gorgeous model. And I do love Demon Primarchs as well. Oh, I don't. And then yeah, again, Lionel Johnson, brilliant. I'm gonna have to say though, oh, it's really tough. I'm gonna say for me, it's gonna be paint Angron and leave grey or grey Lionel Johnson, but with the caveat that they're almost neck and neck. I'd happily paint either.
Yeah, and I think it's a case of like with paint grey eBay, it's one you'd absolutely paint straight away. That's being a meteor to your current project.
Yeah.
The other one, you want it, you'll paint it at some point.
Yeah.
And the other, and 3's going on eBay.
Yeah. So with that in mind, then Angron would be the meteorite smashing through my hobby desk.
Yeah.
Lionel Johnson will be bought and put in the cupboard, but he will get painted.
Yeah.
And yeah, Commander Farsight. Although again, brilliant model, one of Tao's best. I would eBay it.
Yeah.
So over to you, Darren. I was all over the place there, but for me, yeah, Angron paint, Lionel Johnson grey, Commander Farsight eBay.
Yep.
What about you?
Yeah, so
where do you want to start? Do you want to start this way, or do you want to do it the proper way, what most people would, first, second, third, rather than
I'll do first, second, third.
Yeah, okay.
So Lionel Johnson, that's in my paint. To be honest, for the paint, there's not much competition for me.
Really?
It's an absolutely stunning model, and in terms of like my nostalgia and history, traditionally like Dark Angels.
Yeah.
So absolute no-brainer for me. And he looks like Charles Dance, which is my namesake. So
yeah, fine. He does it like Charles Dance.
He's done for me. He looks absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Now this is where it gets interesting, because I know we traditionally said Tao don't really do much for me, but I love that Farsight model. And for me personally, again, this isn't an objective. This is what you should paint. This is my personal taste.
It's our opinions. Yeah.
So I absolutely love the Angron model, but personally, I'm not a huge fan of demons. I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm not a massive fan of demons. So for me, Farsight would be my leave grey. I'd want him in the cabinet because I've never painted anything like that, and it looks absolutely stunning. And I'd paint it red, and I love painting red.
Yeah,
that would be so fun to paint.
But you could paint Angron red.
Yeah, I could paint Angron red, but there's not as much red. And what I'd say as well is, in terms of like a couple of projects I'd like to have, Lionel Johnson and Farsight, I feel like there's so many different kind of techniques you can try, and so many different things you're painting, whereas I don't think I necessarily get as much if I had Lionel and Angron. So it would be, for me, it would be Lionel Johnson paint, Farsight leave grey and eventually paint, and Angron, unfortunately, sorry Angron, but you're going on eBay.
Well, there we go. So write in the comments why Darren's wrong.
Yeah.
And
oh my god, you're eBaying Angron. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? No, you're wrong. You're wrong, but it's your opinion. It's the wrong opinion.
The great thing is that we can be wrong.
Yeah.
And you are. Great thing in life.
And you are wrong on this one. Although I think I might get some heat for not painting Lionel Johnson, but I'm right, you're wrong. There we go. Another paint grey eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Congratulations to Warhammer Ben, who won our Combat Patrol.
Oh yeah, better mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grey Knights as well. You might be getting some more at this rate if Darren.
Yeah. Also, it looks like Warhammer Ben, as his name suggests, only does Warhammer. But even he said his entry was Black Templars, and then when I actually said, "Oh yeah, you've won," like I'll order a Combat Patrol for you. Oh yeah, great. Actually, I was looking at Grey Knights. So
again, it's that free money thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's free.
I don't know whether the focus, even if you are just focused on Games Workshop.
Yeah.
So
should have probably brought that up earlier.
Yeah.
Edit it.
Rewind.
Yeah. Just edit that bit in.
So thanks for following along. Keep up to date with any YouTube videos and things like that might be coming your way. And thanks for kind of following us on Instagram, etc. Like and subscribe, all the
usual stuff. And have a good New Year, guys, and hopefully you're more focused than we are.
Exactly. See you next time.
See ya.